Where are we headed? Where are we headed? I feel like I'm out of the really cold part of the country, which was a big deal. My sort of lofty goal was to be able to do creative automotive art. Um, Art on wheels, custom design, you know. Buff Del Campo worked on airplanes, and he would like to make an aluminum car. I think custom body work is really cool, and I just like to be able to roll through machines. And I got here to Tennessee and to be able to see so many older machines that were still serviceable. You could still turn a wrench on them without everything breaking and falling apart. I think I got a little bit, I think, I got a little bit out of hand with buying things, trading things, and just really dove in up to here into projects that were, bigger than I could handle. With that dream for the future, but not really a very good. The shop just hasn't been set up yet. Um, and the property was in a state of neglect, more so than anyone knew. The hot water tank was falling through the floor, and the weeds were growing up the house into the gutters onto the roof, kind of thing, because it had been left for too long. The way that the economy is here is young people don't, if they do work, there's really good opportunities for them here. I don't begrudge them. I don't think the problem is that nobody wants to work anymore, as I think nobody wants to do garbage manual labor for horrible wages. So like landscaping and any of the jobs that can be considered manual labor, those positions are difficult to fill, and so there are not people who are trustworthy, and like you can't find responsible people to come and do your yard work for you unless you are willing to pay like a good landscaper. And then I don't have the money for that, and neither does he. And we are able to, we have the tractor, it runs great, it mows the grass. And I have done some things to, we've trimmed some trees and bushes, and made some improvements with the skid. We got the skid loader working to the point where we can push around some branches and dirt and things that need cleaned up to keep the property, okay. But to really move things forward, we would need more money than either of us have available to us. We could sell all the rolling automotive stuff that we have, and it would be a one summer worth of stuff to keep us going, and then we would really have nothing. So I really financially, I don't think we're in a position to be able to do YouTube. We're not in a position to own nice vehicles, or really do any major repair or restoration work. I don't think Buff Del Campo was really prepared for the amount of work that was going to be involved to get over the initial like couple thousand subscribers. Like, you really have to be doing something. And it is like the people who are very successful have been doing it for quite some time and investing long hours on really impressive projects sometimes. I don't begrudge anyone their success, and I think that it is easy when you watch someone, the product of a half-hour video, to undervalue the amount of time and energy that goes into the entire process. Weeks of work and thousands of dollars at a minimum of investment to produce something interesting enough to grab the attention of viewers. You have people out there with really nice stuff and a continuous income of residuals from years of work that they can roll back into the channel and continue to do big things that are exciting to young people and exciting to a wide audience. Not everybody wants to drive around in a 4-door 72 Plymouth Valiant with a 6-cylinder. That is not really a burnout car. That is not a racing car. It is just a fun refurbishment project. I think it's along the lines of like a high school project, and I don't know if anybody even does that anymore. Everyone who is gaining ground constantly is really a lot of times building someone's dream car, or at least has built themselves up on building someone's dream car, and they do other projects along the way now. But continuously working on a sort of a mundane car, it doesn't grab the attention of someone. We can't really afford to invest the resources that we have in something bigger, knowing the amount of energy that we can put into it. And by the amount of energy, is we're just not as young as we used to be. I have a neurological handicap that limits the amount of energy that I can put into most projects. And at 70 years old, Buck Del Campo has a few good, strong days a week, and a lot of times we're putting it into the property because we don't really have the money to pay someone else to do that work and maintenance. I don't want to make it sound like we're quitting. We're absolutely going to go on the way we're going, but we're failing. We are not growing at any kind of rate. I feel like if we keep working at any time, there's hope that new opportunity could show up. A project that someone once done, that they will pay us enough money to put aside what we're doing right now, that would still be interesting to people who want to watch, but also they would be understanding about the amount of time that it takes for 2 retired disabled people to complete. And that's a very unique opportunity to try and find. And I think that YouTube, social media, has the power to, if you put those vibes out, to find that opportunity. So I think that there's a lot of value for us to continue to do what we do is just reaching out to the community, doing our thing, and producing video. But from like a commercial view, I just don't see that what we're doing is commercially viable. We're probably not going to chase the commercial viability angle. I think as YouTube sees that we're not commercially viable, I think that pigeonholes us into the not very interesting stuff, and we don't get pushed out. We do have a really great community of people who watch most of what we do, comment, and interact with our content, and that's good. I like that. It means so much to me, because otherwise being here trying to do what I'm doing is extremely isolating. I would have given up if it were not for like people who are viewing and interacting, because I know that if a video gets 100 people watching it, that's a lot of people to show interest in something. But from a commercial perspective, it's not commercially viable. We don't have any sponsorships. Neither of us have any kind of income in excess of what we need to pay our basic needs. Like I had been very responsible and paid off that little green car, and I used the money from the sale of that car to make some improvements here on the property that will make it for us to produce video and just keep things rolling. Uh, but I don't see any massive changes. There's no particular light at the end of this tunnel. I don't really want to give up. Like this is the thing that I wanted to do as a kid. Like since I was young, I started working on cars when I was in my early teens, and I have never stopped. I've had to take breaks. There were years in my 20s and 30s where I had to just buy basic transportation and just run it. Like most people do, buy basic transportation. They have one vehicle, they don't work on it. If something gets broken, they take it to a shop and have it fixed while they're at work. The shop fixes the car and they get it back, and then they continue to run it. And that is normal, I think, for most people. Most people do not do most of their own automotive maintenance. So I think that YouTube car channels, in that respect, are very unique. It kind of shows a culture of people who do their own work, are reliant on themselves and other people in the community to share their knowledge and experience and documentation. And there are some people that they've learned one particular thing and do that one thing very well. And then there's other people who are dumb, like myself, who just buy vehicles and then just see and learn and see if they can make them work. And I've definitely found that going from Dodge trucks to Subarus is a steep learning curve, and it's expensive. And I lost between $1,000 and $2,500 on the whole Subaru thing. It remains to be seen if I can squeeze a single penny back out of that car on some other project or sale of parts. That's tough because I don't have that money to give up. That's the way she goes. If you don't do it, then you can't learn about it, and if you don't learn about it, you can't do it. I'm here just failing for your education and enjoyment. So I hope that you enjoy watching me have successes and failures. Some of it's debatable. Like the Bronco was a success. I got it to run from a complete basket case. I got it to run. And there's plenty of YouTubers who shout success if they can get it down the road. But, as far as turning it into something that's viable to drive, it's a complete failure. Like the engine needs serious machine work that exceeds the value of a completed vehicle. And the vehicle itself needs a lot more stuff than just a running engine. So it was a basket case because it was a basket case. And I knew that when I bought it, and I didn't pay any money up front for it. It cost almost nothing. I spent a couple $100 in parts and gaskets and head gaskets and a lot of time. I know that the experience of dealing with failed projects sets me up to better judge, is this the thing I want to spend the next 6 weeks working on? Because not succeeding is kind of crappy. I'm learning so much, and I am sometimes really enjoying myself. And I don't know what else I would be doing. I really can't work in a shop. I can't commute to someone else's property, really, or no one that I've met so far is close enough that I can commute and work on projects with them. The other people who are working on on projects. They have a vested interest in making sure they're successful without any controversy that I might bring. Um, and if they are going to stick their neck out for someone, it has to reap benefits for them, benefits that I can't guarantee. So I'm not upset that people are not, jumping in to help. It is not their job to help anybody. If I had started this sooner, I would have been more successful at this. But I made choices. I tried to do something different in life. I didn't want to leave my family in Pittsburgh and travel elsewhere. I didn't do military service in my life. And I see that some of the people who are very successful have made some incredibly difficult choices. And they've made wild gambles, to try and reach success. And I don't begrudge them their success. And I don't ask them to risk their existing success without some additional reward. So since I have no additional reward to necessarily offer, I have to be happy for people who are doing well and hope that I can continue to make choices that move me and the people that I'm working with forward. Buff Del Campo is doing his best, and his channel is slowly growing, and he is investing as much energy and time as he would like into our weekly live streams and some little projects around the house. And he is learning that aging is really hard. He has slowed down quite a bit, and coming from the environment, the shop environment that he was in, where the tools were set up, the shop was set up, he came in, he did the things that he knew very well. He was in a routine, and having broken out of that routine and changed his shop environment and his tooling and the expectations of what he is going to do each day, and which projects he's going to work on, it's really thrown him. I don't know how to better help him to come up to speed with this. Sometimes I'm worried that I'm asking too much of him to be in the shop with me and trying to build cars. I need to give him a platform to work on that he can. Well, we've circled back around. What the heck am I doing? Why am I building what do you do? Why are you building a transmission? So, Buff Del Campo wants to build an aluminum bodied car, concept kind of car. Maybe aluminum ribs and rivets, paneling and fiberglass and ultralight, and he needs a platform to build on. So for this winter, I'm going to have at least one, potentially two, bare frame, engine, transmission combinations, independently running, rolling, and stopping, or in that direction, for him to wrap in a body of his desire. And I believe that will inspire him, knowing like all I got to do is build a cab for this so that we can drive it. And I think that will put him in his sweet spot where he feels so inspired to work that I won't be able to get him out of the shop at the end of the day. That's where he's really going to excel. And as the shop partner for him, I need to give that to him, because when he, like his Studebaker, He wants to do a total restoration on it, but he doesn't have the money. And he really doesn't have, like, we don't have a paint booth here. He's trying to paint with, there's obstacles. That's what it comes back to, is we're looking for creative solutions to the same kind of obstacles that everyone in a small shop or a backyard garage is faced. Money, tools, supplies, learning new how to use new tools, learning how to work with limited funds. Man, it's tough. Anybody can, not anybody, but with enough money, we can build anything. And why do we do this? Because we must. Because we must. We're creative people. We're mechanical people. It drives us in maybe a mentally unstable kind of way. If the artist isn't creating, they're tormented. Like, I need to create something. And I can't make money. There's no opportunity for me to do that. If I wish that I had taken better care of myself and gotten the care that I needed for, I had a broken back, and it was, my neck and back were damaged severely, and then I now have neuropathy and neurological problems that just, they're like a wet blanket over me all the time. Sometimes my brain is going 1,000 miles an hour, and I can't move or get it out or even speak clearly. If you were to look back at some of the content that I made 3 and 4 years ago, I sometimes would have problems speaking and putting words together. And so I'm improving. I cannot stop. I can't stop. I have to keep doing something. Have to. And it has to be something that I care about. If it's not, I'll give up. That's a scary place to be. And I see that other people need opportunities in their life to get to a better place. And they need to see that they can get to a better place, that hard work can pay off. And I don't know how many people my age and older especially, but probably younger people too, who feel like they've had the economy or the government or something, their employer, just pull the rug on them. The big rug pull, you think you're getting there, and then the goalposts move. What you believe was solid ground turns to quicksand, and the things that you've worked hard for are washed away in a storm or just a major unexpected obstacle appears in life. It feels like the old starting line was easier. We're not even just starting over. We're just starting from negative. Maybe we have to dig ourselves out of some kind of debt, recover from some type of injury. And our expectations of what life should be or will be have to change, or else we're not okay. And we have to get okay. Sometimes we have to lie to ourselves a little bit, that it's going to be like it used to be. It's never going to be like it used to be. I'm never going to be 30 with so much of my life ahead of me. It's never going to be 1990, They tell me, that even though prices are high, they're the cheapest they're ever going to be. So I need to evaluate my finances, knowing that costs are going up, and my compensation historically is not going to match. There's a lot of people that would tell me that this is the wrong thing to be doing. The signs say that this is the wrong thing for me to be doing. Kim, use your head. Do something that's financially productive, because this isn't. You're throwing your life away. I remember when I was young, my parents did not want me to go into being a mechanic. When I was working, they didn't want me working on cars. It's a waste of time. Just go buy something and make your payment. I got to tell you, if there's a job out there for you to do where you can make good money, find a reasonable car payment and make your payment. We made this Studebaker run. We made that Bronco run. I did make the Subaru run. It ran for a week. And I've learned so much. And the shop is in a better way, much better way. And I have 2 nearly running Mopar small block V8s. I have a small block 727 that's all good hard parts and mostly assembled. I have a small block 904 that, we're going to break that down pretty soon here and see if there's anything worth saving there. I also have 2 light duty 3-speed manual transmissions that could go into Mopars. I have a light-duty 5-speed manual transmission that could be bolted to pretty much any Mopar bell housing. So a low-horsepower small block or a 6-cylinder small block, I have a 5-speed for that. We have 2 running slant 6-powered Mopars that they're easy to tinker on. And I feel like compared to where we were a year ago, that's a lot of really cool projects coming up. And there's other stuff. There's too much other stuff. So some things have to go to clear way for more new things. And we're going to do that. We're going to make hard decisions. We're going to make choices that make the whole thing more entertaining. And we need to better align our projects with the amount of money and energy that we have to turn them into entertainment and reach our goals. And those evaluations, the reevaluations, the second guessing, it's constant. It's constant. We're always looking at what's going on around us because we don't want to get caught flat-footed, and we have been. We have been. We didn't expect it. It crept up on us. Suddenly, we were someplace we had no idea we would ever be. We didn't realize. And that's the way she goes. I hope that you got something out of what I've said. We'll have some regular content here very soon. And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.